Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're coming for the first time, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the like button if this video is helpful to you, and also put on the notification button. So in the last series we talked about using Cypress, but we used the older version of Cypress. Now there is a new version, Cypress 10, and it has some new features. It has some new features, and we would like to explore those features. There are some modifications that has been made, so we'll talk about those modifications briefly. Now, if you want to learn Cypress, you can watch the first video of the last playlist I made, and it talks about the thing you need to start using Cypress, which is basically Node.js. You need a Node.js. This particular place where you can download the Node.js, you can go to downloads, then you pick the one that is suitable for your system, and you also need an IDE. My preferred IDE is VS Code because it is light. VS Code download. It is light, and as it has its own version for the types of machine that you have. So without further ado, let us try to install Cypress 10 and make those changes. This I tried to do this the other time. I don't know what I did wrong, so I'll start it all over again. This is the old code that we did for the last video, but we would be making some copies. We will be copying some things here and pasting to make things fast. But maybe I wouldn't do that because of people that are new to it and want to understand it. So let us create a new window, and from here we would try to install Cypress. So from here, let me open a new folder where we will be writing all our scripts. So I'll go to the default place, YouTube, then I'll create a new one. So let's call this one CY version 10, right? 0.0, something like that, or just version 10. So let's create the folder and open that folder. So it is inside this folder that would install all that we need. So we open the terminal using this, or we can use the shortcut there depending on the laptop you're using. If you're using the Windows, you'll see the shortcut equally, so you can click that and it will open your terminal for you. For me, it has opened the terminal, and we can install Cypress. But before we install Cypress, how do we install Cypress? By embracing the best practices. The first thing you should want to do is probably check your npm version to see that you've installed the node correctly. Like my npm version is this, but I can change it if I want to, right? I can change it if I want to, but I'll just leave it that way because it still works and I'm using it for a particular purpose. That's why I downgraded my npm. It's as if I'm rushing, so let me calm down. So now that I've checked my npm version, the next thing I need to do is I need to create a package.json file. Now, experts might create their package.json file manually and start writing things into it. But the best practice is to use npm init. npm init will create a structure for you, right? Where you begin to put your package name. If you want to have a package name, you can put it there. If you want to have a version, if you want to have a description, you can describe what you're trying to do, like an automation process and all of that. You can have an entry point if you want to use it, a test command. You can have a Git repository already connected to it, so it just updates your Git for you easily. Then you can have keywords that you want for yourself. Then you can also put your name as the author and even put your email if you so much wish to do that. And you can put a license. You can change the license from ISC to MIT. There's an open source MIT license that you can always use, so you can do that. Then it will ask you if this is okay. If it is okay by you, you type yes, but if it is not okay, you say no. So now that I've said no, there's another way to create it which is faster. If you don't intend to change anything at all, you just do npm init-y, right? Once you do this, that means you're saying that just create it, and I'm saying yes to all the configuration. So if I hit enter now, it automatically creates the package.json file. So now that this has been created, let us install Cypress. We can install Cypress by typing npm i-d Cypress. This means npm install with a flag of save dev, -save -dev Cypress. I can write that in full and say npm install save, save dev Cypress. It will do the same thing. Basically, it will do the same thing. Now, I can remove that flag save dev and put it at the back of Cypress, or I can just put it in the middle as it is. It will do the same thing. So let us install Cypress. Before we install Cypress, let us open the package.json file so you see. Now that you've seen the package.json file, right? If we install Cypress, you'll see that some changes will be made to this. So let us hit enter and install Cypress. Let's wait for it. Now, how fast this can be installed depends on your internet. If your internet is fast enough, it will be very fast. Oh, lucky me, it is fast. As you can see, there's a change. A dev dependency has been created and Cypress has been installed. So we have installed Cypress. Now, let us open Cypress, and in the next videos, we will now discuss the new configuration and everything there. So we just do npx Cypress open to open Cypress for the first time. Now, there is a slight change. We are going to open Cypress, but we are going to close it back. There is a slight change because in the previous videos, you use npx Cypress open, right? Or you go into your node modules, the bin folder, right click on Cypress and copy the relative path, paste here and put open there. But because there are new features on Cypress that allows you to test end-to-end and also test component testing, so we don't open Cypress this way anymore. You have to put the flag of what you are trying to do. So in order to open Cypress, let me close this node module so you will see some changes. I will say npx Cypress open, right? But because I want to do E to E, I will put E to E there. Then I need to specify the browser I want to use now. Unlike before that, you can select the browser from a drop down, which can still do basically, but I can select my browser from here now and say browser will be Chrome and it will open it, or browser will be Electron, right? Now, these are commands you can use from here, but you can equally still write npx Cypress open, then use the runner that will be displayed to navigate your way. So let us just use npx Cypress open. Yes, as you can see, it is going to open Cypress and you are going to see E to E and component testing. Like I said, so because we want to do E to E, component testing will be talked about in later videos by God's grace. And so let's get to E to E. So you can click E to E and it will tell you that there are some changes that have been made. As you can see here, Cypress folder has come and cypress.config.js came. Now, in the previous video, you would have cypress.json, but it has been deprecated to cypress.config.js. We'll talk about it in the next video. So once this is done, you can scroll down and click continue. So this is where you now pick your browser, the browser you want to use. So I'm going to go with Chrome and click start testing. That is when it will automatically create an E to E folder for me when I want to. Okay, so before it creates the E to E folder, I need to select which one I want. Now, in the previous videos, it automatically brings example specs for you, but now it creates an empty spec that you can continue to use. So let's create an empty spec. So we'll start with it because we actually don't need the example specs. So let us create an empty spec. So with this, it tells you where you want to, it asks you where you want to create the empty spec. Instead of an integration folder, now you have an E to E. So in case you're going to do a component, you will see a Cypress component, then all the files inside. So this is the format it takes now. So now we can give it a name and say maybe index.spec.cy.js and we'll create the spec. So once this spec is created, this is automatically created into the spec. You understand? Then it says run the spec. Now when we click run the spec, it would run into an error because we've not configured anything, and that is fine because we haven't configured anything. So we can come here and close it, so the browser will be closed. But in our folder now, we already have an E2E, a fixtures, and support. So in the next video, I will talk about all the folders and the changes that has been done. Thank you again for watching. If you find this video helpful enough, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell as well. Thank you very much. God bless. See you in the next video.